welcome to our 4th of July concert. The Liberty Bell is an American military march by John Philip Sousa. The march was originally written for Sousa's unfinished operetta, The Devil's Deputy, but financing for the show fell through. Shortly afterwards, Sousa and his band manager attended the Columbian Exposition in Chicago, where they saw a backdrop depicting the Liberty Bell, and his manager suggested the Liberty Bell for the title of the march. Sousa agreed, and the march became an immediate success. The Liberty Bell was played at the inaugurations of former Presidents Bill Clinton and George W. Bush, as well as the inaugurations of President Barack Obama. More famously, the march was used as the signature tune for Monty Python's Flying Circus, and also appeared in the 1983 James Bond movie Octopussy. Bless the USA is an American patriotic song written and recorded by country music artist Lee Greenwood. It reached number 7 on the Billboard magazine Hot Country Singles chart when originally released in the spring of 1984, and was played at the 1984 Republican National Convention with President Ronald Reagan and First Lady Nancy Reagan in attendance. But the song gained greater prominence during the Gulf War in 1990 and 91 as a way of boosting morale. The popularity of the song rose sharply after the September 11, 2001 attacks and during the 2003 invasion of Iraq, and the song was re-released as a single, re-entering the country music charts at number 16. Greenwood said that he, quote, wanted to write it my whole life. When I got to the point we were doing 300 days a year on the road, and we were on our 4th or 5th album on MCA, I called my producer and said, I need to do this. I've always wanted to write a song about America, and I said we need to be more united, end quote. Feel free to sing along to this heartfelt song, God Bless the USA. National Emblem is a march composed in 1902 and published in 1906 by E. Bagley. It is a standard of the American march repertoire, appearing in 11 published editions. Bagley composed the score during a 1902 train tour with his family band. He became frustrated with the ending and tossed the composition in a bin. Members of the band fortunately retrieved it and secretly rehearsed the score in the baggage car. Bagley was surprised when the band informed him minutes before the next concert that they would perform it. It became the most famous of all of Bagley's marches. Despite this, the composition did not make him wealthy, and he sold the copyright for only $25. John Philip Sousa was once asked to list the 3 most effective street marches ever written. Unsurprisingly, Sousa listed 2 of his own compositions, but for the 3rd, he selected National Emblem, which is sometimes attributed to Sousa. In fact, if you search for National Emblem on YouTube, the first result is the audio for the piece accredited to Sousa, along with several comments correcting the error. Enjoy National Emblem. Patrol is a popular march written by F.W. Measham in 1885. Written originally for the piano, it was arranged for wind band and published by Carl Disher in 1891. It was later arranged for Glenn Miller's swing band by Jerry Gray in 1941 and was also arranged by composer Morton Gould. It incorporates melodies from other patriotic songs from the era, such as Columbia, Gem of the Ocean, and Dixie. The patrol format was popular in the second half of the 19th century, and a number of compositions are so entitled. The format is intended to represent a military band approaching, passing, and fading into the distance. It usually involves an introduction played softly, imitating bugle calls or drums, then a theme played a bit louder, with then another very loud theme, and then to return to the first theme, gradually dying away and finishing as soft as the conductor is willing to take it. Listen carefully to American Patrol. If there had to be just one contribution to Judge Meredith Willson's career, it would unanimously be his 1957 musical, The Music Man, which follows conman Harold Hill to River City, Iowa, where he masquerades as a band leader to sell the town musical instruments and abscond with the profits. One of the most popular songs from that musical is 76 Trombones, which Hill uses to rouse the people of River City and win them over to the idea of a boys' band. Hill harkens back to the time when he saw several famous band leaders band in a combined performance. Whereas an average-sized high school marching band might have about 10 musicians playing the trombone, and a large college marching band seldom has more than 30 trombonists, the band Harold describes to the village includes 76 trombones, 110 cornets, over 1,000 reeds, double-bell euphoniums, and 50 mounted cannons. The arrangement we'll hear tonight, by none other than Leroy Anderson, combines the classic song with popular marches, some of which we've already heard tonight. United we stand, divided we fall is a popular motto all around the world. The basic concept is obvious. If people are not united, they are easily destroyed. The phrase originates from Aesop's fables, directly in The Four Oxen and the Lion, and indirectly in The Bundle of Sticks. In an American context, the phrase was first documented use in the July 1768 issue of the Boston Gazette in a Revolutionary War song by lawyer and politician John Dickinson called The Liberty Song. The song's lyrics read, "Then join hand in hand, brave Americans all. By uniting we stand, by dividing we'd fall." The song we'll hear tonight takes several traditional American songs and blends them into a single composition. This is United We Stand. Bogey March was written in 1914 by Lieutenant F.J. Ricketts, a British Army bandmaster who later became Director of Music at the Royal Marines at Plymouth, England. Ricketts published Colonel Bogey and his other compositions under the pseudonym Kenneth Alford, as soldiers were discouraged from having professional lives outside the armed forces at the time. The melody is allegedly inspired by a military man and golfer who would whistle a two-note phrase instead of shouting "for." This phrase is the same one that begins each line of the march's melody. Many of us are probably already familiar with the march thanks to the innumerable variations on lyrics sung to the tune, many of them vulgar. The most popular originated in England at the beginning of World War II, which made fun of Adolf Hitler and other Nazi leaders' reported physical inadequacies. This is the Colonel Bogey March. featured the opening song from the television series Victory at Sea, which was a documentary series about naval warfare during World War II that originally broadcast by NBC from 1952 to 1953. It was condensed into a film in 1954. The music soundtrack by Richard Rodgers and Robert Russell Bennett were re-recorded and sold as record albums. Rodgers, who had just finished a run of several successful Broadway musicals, contributed 12 themes, short piano compositions in minute or two length. Robert Russell Bennett did the scoring, transforming Rodgers' themes from a variety of moods and composing much more original material than Rodgers. The Victory at Sea series, which won an Emmy Award in 1954 as Best Public Affairs Program, played an important part in establishing historical documentaries as a viable television genre. I hope you enjoy this well-known television intro, Victory at Sea. Fidelis is the second of three marches by John Philip Sousa we'll hear tonight. The Latin title translating to Always Faithful, the motto of the United States Marine Corps. This march was written in 1888 and is regarded as the official march of the Marine Corps, though no official documentation confirming this exists. The liner notes of the CD, Semper Fidelis, march music of John Philip Sousa as performed by the President's own United States Marine Band, state that Sousa, who is generally regarded as honest by historians, referred to the march as the official march of the Marine Corps on many occasions. A flood in the early 20th century destroyed many official Marine Corps documents, including that which named Sousa as band leader, so it is possible that the document designating it as the official march could have been lost as well. Enjoy Semper Fidelis. Our nation's most beloved hymns, God of Our Fathers and Battle Hymn of the Republic, are combined in this arrangement entitled A Nation's Prayer. Both of these hymns capture the spirit of the country and appeal to the patriotic fervor that is in the heart of every responsible citizen. This arrangement is a tribute to those who have served and those who continue to serve this nation in time of conflict. Starting in a chorale-like style, stating themes, the arrangement concludes with a bright fanfare statement with a musical tip of the hat to My Country 'Tis of Thee. The version we'll hear tonight was arranged by James D. Polihar. I hope you enjoy this piece, A Nation's Prayer. March king John Philip Sousa, The Stars and Stripes Forever. In his autobiography, Marching Along, Sousa wrote that he composed the march on Christmas Day, 1896. He had just learned of the recent death of David Blakely, then manager of the Sousa Band, and Sousa was on a ferry to Europe in the time, where he composed the march in his head and committed the notes to paper on arrival in America. The march was performed in almost every concert until his death. There is only one official recording, made in 1909 by the President's own United States Marine Band. The march remains a standard of classic patriotic music, and on December 11, 1987, President Reagan signed a congressional legislation establishing the Stars and Stripes Forever as the national march of the United States of America. This is my second favorite Sousa march, Stars and Stripes Forever. how much you appreciate their hard work in putting on these concerts each week. I'd also like to thank Channel 98 for recording the concert and for all of you who helped make these shows possible.